year from now. I want you to picture the lives that you've impacted by your decision to start, and the confidence that you gained, and the ripple effect that you created. Now open your eyes. Here's the good news. Everything that you just pictured and everything in your vision starts with one thing: how you onboard your new affiliates and how you launch their business. That is where we are going to live in this moment, launching with purpose and simplicity. So, a little bit about me. Everyone's like, who is she to tell me how to bring in new people into my business? So, let me back up for a second. I was born and raised in Naples, Florida, then went to the University of Central Florida. I don't know if anybody here went there. Oh, there's one. Great. Then moved to Atlanta, Georgia to start my career in corporate America sales. 14 years later, I'm still with that same company, still with the same drive, but however, now I'm a wife. I met my husband there, and we have 4 beautiful children. Cal is 7, he's the oldest. Then there's Peyton, who's 6, and then our twins, Cash and Charlie, who are 4. To answer everyone's burning desire FAQ in here, no, twins do not run in the family. We were completely shocked and surprised during COVID to find out that not only were we having number 3, but we were having number 4 as well. So, but like I always say, it's not our plan, it's God's, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So, but everyone is probably wondering, what is the new skin journey behind here? So let's talk about that. At the end of 2022, I saw Gretchen Clark Zachary, that's a mouthful by the way, G, and Jen Miller's success trip stories, and I was like, wow, I want that. I already do those kind of trips with my day job, so I know the feeling and the rush when you hit those kind of trips. So I said, let me in on that. But here's the thing, and I love this first bullet point you guys will see. To be ballin', you gotta be all in. And I was not, right? So if I'm being honest with myself, I was not. I thought posting here and there would turn into sales. That is not. I was like the least thing from consistent. To be honest, I wasn't launching my own business with purpose and simplicity. So fast forward to April of 2024, yes, almost 2 years later, I'm scrolling social media and I'm seeing people that are sharing products, going to trips, going and hitting all these pin titles, and I had what I call a mirror moment. I looked in the mirror and I said, what am I doing? Why am I letting this opportunity pass me by? I'm sure I probably said some fun words in there too. But so I hit the reset button. In May of last year, I called Jen and G and I said, I want you to treat me like I'm brand new. I want you to re-onboard me. So that month, I hit Exec in Gold, the old way, I do. I turned Emerald in 4 months. I went to Paris, I went to Mexico. I'm 70% qualified for Spain. My team volume is more than I could have ever imagined if you told me that in May of 2024. And I've now helped onboard 100 new affiliates in a year. So, what changed? I learned how to onboard with purpose and simplicity. So, here's the moment when we're all going to start taking notes. You take out your notebooks, your pens. This is where we go to school. So, we're going to talk about the when, the why, and the how. The when. As soon as somebody clicks your link and signs up, you're going to get them on a virtual call. No, I didn't say a text. I didn't say an email. Not a recording. A real, virtual, face-to-face conversation. It's going to sound something like this. Hey, I'd love to hop on a quick call to show you how to start sending links and how to start making some extra money. I'm free tomorrow at 2 p.m. Does that work for you? You're in the driver's seat and you have to lead that way. Skip the endless back and forth scheduling. Nobody wants that. They're going to instantly see that and say no thanks. And you have to make it a Zoom or a FaceTime or in person, right? If you can see the person. But connection happens when we can see each other. At the end of the day, this is a people-first business, right? I think somebody said it yesterday. People first, and the products, the devices, the sales, they will all follow with it. But if your new affiliate doesn't feel connected to you, they don't want to be led by you. Let me say that again. If they don't feel connected to you, they will not want to be led by you. So, the why. Why does this call matter? I think a lot of people would be like, I'm just going to send them an email, it will save so much time. Like, why do I need to hop on a call? It's because this sets the tone for their entire journey and what they're going to do. It builds momentum when the excitement is high, right? They're excited, they're going to do something new. It establishes connection and trust, right? We just talked about that. It clarifies expectations. Ooh, that's a big one. It shows that the business is doable. We're going to talk about that next, but that is huge. And then it increases retention and duplication, right? That's all we want at the end of the day. Like, how good is that moment that you bring somebody in, and then they start bringing people in, and then they do their own onboarding call, and you're like, wow, that was good, right? That feeling is amazing. So here's my favorite analogy. Ryan's going to love this one. I don't know if he's in the room right now. But starting this business without an onboarding call is like sitting behind the wheel of a car for the first time and never learning how to drive. Sure, they've got the keys, they're excited, all the journeys and the places that this car will take them, but without somebody sitting in the passenger seat showing them how it works, they're either going to A, sit in the driveway, too afraid to go anywhere, or B, risk stalling out, getting lost, and petrified to ever start again, right? Imagine that feeling. This onboarding call is the test drive. It gives them confidence, it gives them safety, and it gives them direction. So let's talk about the how. In the South, we call this the meat and potatoes of the call. So purpose and simplicity is what the back half of the call looks like. Purpose drives everything. When you start with a clear why, it shapes every action that you take in this business. Ask yourself, why am I here and who am I doing this for? And then help your new affiliate unlock their why. On every launch call, I'll ask, hey, give me your brain for a second. Why did you join Nu Skin, and what do you hope this does for you and your family? Genuinely lean in. I can't say this enough. People can read through the fakeness. If you are on a call and you don't care about their why, they will see that and they'll be like, I'm out, right? They'll listen to that one call and probably never do an action that you tell them again. So don't breeze over it. Because when you know their why, you can fuel that. And you can remind them when the times get hard, right? We've all had those times. But you can be that leader to remind them of it. So, the how. This is the simplicity part. So, when simplicity is the key to momentum, right? I'll say that again. Simplicity is the key to momentum. I think time and time again, we make these calls way too complicated than it needs to be. So the onboarding call should not look overwhelming. If it does, they're immediately going to think, I could never do that. And they'll immediately walk away. So keep it simple, share your story, learn theirs, and then set specific goals using the tools that Nu Skin has so graciously given us. So here's some examples. If somebody I bring into the team has a Lumi Spa, I will say, great, your first goal is to get to Star Affiliate. Hopefully everyone in this room knows that's 500 DCSV, but if you don't, now you know. So I'll explain, that's 5 Lumi Spas, right? A Lumi Spa is 100, so if you sell 5, you will get there. I will hype them up and say you can probably name 5 friends or family members who will be obsessed with this device. Then I'll start a shared note in our phone and we'll track it together. Every time they sell one, I'll tell them to mark it off. I get a notification when they've edited that note, and then I will hype them up so much. Because we all know if somebody sees early success in this business, they're more inclined to stay, right? We all know that feeling of if you bring somebody in and they're not feeling success, you start feeling that feeling of, oh man, they're going to be out the door in 2 seconds, right? If you can make them successful early on, they will be a lifer. Here's another example, New Biome. Let's say they have New Biome. New Biome is 43 SV. So I will again hype them up. I'm sure you know 12 friends or family that you could sell this to that would be obsessed with this product. I can be there to witness their first sale, their first commission, and they're instantly more confident, right? And now They are at Star Affiliate. Now they've got free product in their hand 2 months later. That's more things for them to share, more things for them to fall in love, and then it's rinse, wash, repeat. Keep strong a little bit. All right, so, and then again, you're getting success points out of this, right? Brand creator points. Like that is just a phenomenal thing that Nu Skin is doing. It's a win-win for both sides. And then can we just imagine when the prism is in this process? Like I get goosebumps thinking about it because then we can show our new affiliates what the prism can do. They show their customers. Customers now turn into affiliates. That is next level leadership. So I asked everyone in this room, if you're not already doing this, let's make some key commitments to ourselves. Whether you're launching your business for the first time or relaunching or bringing people in, let's say you've got some calls set up for next week, I want you to remember to lead with purpose, lead with the why of everyone who joins your team, whether they're just sharing links or they're building a business, do that alongside of them and learn why they're there. Keep it simple, share your story, learn theirs, create specific goals, and then again, use those tools that Nu Skin has given us. Because when you launch with purpose and simplicity, two things will happen. You're going to move faster, and then you will inspire others to believe that they can do the same. Your launch doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. It has to be real. It's got to be heartfelt. Simple enough for someone to look at it and think, if she can do it, if he can do it, I can do that. So I'll leave you with this. Be genuine with yourself. Are you doing the 24 to 48 hour rule? Are you making real human connections when somebody joins your team? And are you learning their why? Because when you do those things, that's when this business truly will change your life, including your own. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Diamond Director in Circle of Excellence 1,